You know how sometimes when you wear lipstick, your lips feel like this? You know how your lips do that? This doesn't do that. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing another favorites video. We are doing my February Clean Beauty favorites and I'm jazzed. I can't believe the month is over. I say that every time though. That is like the same intro. Like every month I'm like, how is time flying? But then during the months, especially winter, I'm like, ugh, time is standing still. You know what I mean? Wild. So I'm excited to get in this video. I have some good stuff and I have a lot of stuff. So I just kind of want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into my February Clean Beauty favorites. Okay, you guys, let's get into it. We're going to do, again, my usual order of makeup, then skincare, hair, all of that stuff if I have that. So let's get into it. First things first, I have been grabbing this a ton this month out of all my complexion products. I have been kind of in a no complexion product place because my skin has just been, I'm not like a ton of breakouts, but I've been having like little like red bumps pop up every now and then and it's been annoying me. So I've been trying to avoid using complexion, but when I have been using complexion, I have been grabbing this a ton, the Westman Atelier complexion drops. I talk about these all the time. I love these. These are so good. Melt into the skin, make me look super healthy, make my skin feel hydrated because it truly feels like skincare. It just hydrates, plumps up, and I'm not feeling like I'm wearing makeup, if that makes sense, which I've been like, it's just so dry right now that I need something that gives me hydration because my skin hasn't been loving, I don't know what has been going on with my skin, but my skin hasn't been loving a lot of stuff on top of it because I've been getting like nothing's absorbing into my skin. So I've been having a little bit of trouble. That's it's a whole other issue. So this has been great because it just sinks in. Okay, so the next is something that is new and I do believe launched this month. The Kosas Glow IV. All over the face, it does, from my personal opinion, give kind of a Tin Man vibe. It doesn't vibe all the time. This is definitely one that I have worn alone without anything and just worn under foundation. My preference though with this is not, it's to mix it with other products. This is really interesting because I don't personally feel like it's super glittery. I feel like it has shimmer to it. That is what it is. It's not like it's like a satin kind of look or a super dewy look. It is a shimmery look, but I don't think there's like big chunks of glitter in it, but you can see the shimmer particles when you kind of like rub it in, but also when you wipe it away. If you wash your face or you use like a makeup remover, you won't have an issue, but if you just wipe it away with a cloth, you can see the shimmer particles in it. The best way I can describe it is it's feeling Edward Cullen-y a little bit, but not in a bad way. I do really enjoy this. I like to mix it in a little bit with a foundation if I'm using a foundation, but since I'm not wearing foundation a ton right now, I like to use this with a blush. It just makes my cheeks look alive. And again, because it's not super glittery, it's just shimmery. It's like when you hit the light, it's gorgeous. A very little bit of this goes a long way when you mix it in. So don't over apply it. But I do really enjoy this. And it is a nice thing to wake up drab, sad, tired winter skin. It's great. Now we're moving on to brows. So I have actually been using this brow gel a ton this month, which is the Ami Collet brow gel. I've been grabbing this a lot over my rose ink one. Not that I prefer it over it. I've just been vibing with this one this month. My brows have just been loving it. Really good. It keeps your brows in place. Doesn't like look super jelly or weird. You can have a little bit too much product on it, so scraping off excess product is always like ideal, so that, I mean, you can always apply more, but having too much on, sometimes no matter what you do, sometimes it's just looking waxity. So this is nice though. I really like this. Holds my brows in place all day. It's really good. Okay, next we have brow pencils. So I've actually been grabbing 2 brow pencils this month a ton. My tried and true love of my life, Westman Atelier. So good. Talked about this a million times. I wear the shade Bark in this. Has a spoolie. This is a great one. I honestly, every time I do my brows with this, I'm happy. It's just, can't go wrong with it. And I've had this for like 10 months now. So it's worth the money because I would have gone through like, I really feel like I would have gone through like in 10 months, I would have gone through 9, 8 brow pencils, and this, just buying this one, it just, the math is, this is affordable. The cost per wear is here. Okay, then I've also been grabbing the Amico brow pencil a lot. I really like this. I wear the shade 1B, I believe. 1B medium dark, and I've really been enjoying it. Just gets in there, fills in little sparse marks that I have, little sparse marks, sparse spaces. I do have a mark in one of my brows that has no hair growing in it, a scar. So this has been great. I really do enjoy this, and it doesn't like smudge or anything like that. Really nice. Concealer is next. Let's get into it. I've been using 2 concealers a ton this month. One of them is this one, the Say Beauty Concealer. I have the shade 4 and 3, I believe. Yes, and I like to blend with my finger and just melt it into the skin, and it's just so good. It's so good, and for right now, I'm not wearing a lot of complexion makeup. I really, really enjoy this because it just like disappears in a good way where it doesn't look really apparent. You just blend it with your finger. I mean, you can use other things. I have found over time, the more I use it, the more I like to use it with my fingers, but it also depends on the time of year and where my skin is at. But I do really, really enjoy this. I just feel like it is so good. Gives me like coverage, but it's definitely more light coverage, but it gives me coverage. And because it has sheen to it, it kind of reflects light, so it makes your under eyes look a lot brighter. I don't know, really good. Okay, next. No One Shocked, the Cool Feet Concealer. I love this. I wear the shade Mango Drop in this. It is just so good. Melts into the skin. Can wear it with makeup, without makeup. Gives me good coverage. This is medium coverage, and I really enjoy it. And it doesn't make my under eyes feel dry. And right now, I have dry under eyes in general, but right now, we are living in the Sahara of dryness. No moisture. And so this has been great because it doesn't accentuate or anything like that. It doesn't suck the moisture from my under eyes, which some concealers just no moisture. No moisture in your under eyes. This is not one of those. This is great. Next, let's move on to bronzer. So I've actually been using 2 bronzers, both from the same brand, Wild. The LYS Beauty powder bronzer and the stick bronzer. But I've been using them for 2 different things. So I've been using the LYS Beauty cream bronzer all over my face. Love using this. Super, super good. Blends like a dream. It's a really good neutral shade if you're looking for something that's like, if you're like me and you want a neutral bronzer, but everything's super warm, this LYS Beauty just crushes. Honestly, they just give the people what they want. So the next, I've been using the LYS Beauty powder bronzer, but I've been using this a lot. I mean, I've used it on my face, but I use it a lot on my eyes and like in my crease and stuff like that. I really, really enjoy this for that. It is just a good, neutral, easy product that doesn't look ashy, but has like, I don't know. I love this. It's really, really good. Definitely check it out. And it blends into the skin really nicely. I just personally, when I'm using this, don't like to press too hard on the brush because then I feel like it can get ever so slightly patchy at times depending on what I'm wearing underneath, but that is for a lot of different powder bronzers, not just this one. Depending on where you hold your brush can depend on how stuff is going to actually blend into your skin. So if you're having a tough time with powder bronzers in general, maybe change the technique at which you are applying. Okay, next let's move on to powder. No One Shocked. No one is shocked. The Amico powder, I have the translucent shade. I love this. I've talked about this a million times. It's just so good. It's just so good. And it doesn't give flashback. If you have dark skin, tan skin, you struggle with like looking kind of like Casper in photos or whatever. This doesn't give flashback. It melts into the skin. It's beautiful. I love this product. All right, let's move on to blush, you guys. So I've only been using 2 blushes this month. I don't want to hear it. I know. It's crazy. I usually have like 13,000 in the lineup, but I have 2 that I have been using nonstop this month. This is one. The Say Beauty blush in the shade Chili. Love this. So beautiful. Just gives you a gorgeous flush to the cheeks. It just gives what you want a blush to give. It's just beautiful, thin, melts into the skin. I don't know. I love these blushes. I mean, I've talked about this a ton of times, and I have all the shades of these blushes, and when they come out with more, Mama's throwing it in her bag and buying it because these are great. Okay, next. These, the Cool Feet blushes, I have been loving. So I have two shades here, the Sandalwood Swirls and then also Pinky Promise. Love these two shades. This one is my favorite out of the two, especially for right now. Once it gets more springy vibes here, I'll probably be loving Pinky Promise a little bit more, but this is such a good neutral shade for me. You can't go wrong with these. And also I love the packaging. Like, I love when I can tell what something is. You know, when you get, like, sometimes you just can't tell, and it's like, can you put the stuff on the package and put a colored cap, something. Love these, really, really good. I have a review coming before this video of these, so if you want to see my full thoughts review, try on all that jazz, I have a video that's already up, but these are amazing. Next, we're moving on to lips, you guys. So first we're going to move on to like lip oils and stuff like that. So one I've been grabbing nonstop this month, actually maybe I'll apply this right now, is this from Rowan Beauty, the shade Charlie. I love this. I've talked about this so many times on this channel. I just love this. It's so good. I love to wear it alone. I love to wear it on top of lipsticks. I love to wear it on top of lip liners. It's just so good. This shade is great. This is a really good natural shade for me. So when I'm doing a true no makeup look day and I want something that is just a little bit of something, this is great because it isn't too much. So it looks natural enough if I'm really going like full no makeup kind of day. This is great. I really, really, really enjoy this. Okay, next. Back on my Ami Collet lip oil vibe. I've been testing so many different like tinted lip balms, tinted lip oils, all of that stuff, video coming, where I haven't been grabbing this as much just because I've been testing so many things, but I love this. So this is what is the shade? I know now it's named something, and I had this before they got 2 more shades. This is the brownie tone of them. Love. So good, so hydrating, such a good gloss. I mean, love it. Okay, next, let's talk about lipstick. This one. So this is the Mara Beauty lipstick. This is the shade Slip, which is this really pretty, like, brownie, nudie tone. Love this. So good. This is great because right now is just, there's no moisture in the air. So when I am grabbing a lipstick, I need something that's hydrating. And this has been great because there's no moisture in the air. It's so cold outside. And windy, so windy, so like your lips are just chapping, and this is great because it doesn't make my lips feel like tight. You know how your lips can feel really tight and then you're like this, you know? This doesn't do that. This doesn't give me that butthole mouth, you know? tell me you know what I'm talking about, where you're just like, oh. Yeah, this doesn't do that. This is great. Okay, so the next I have another lipstick. This one, and I love this lipstick, and shockingly it's a soft matte one, but it doesn't make my lips feel dry. I don't know what kind of hocus pocus is in this. This is the Freck Beauty in the shade Main Character. This is so good. I love this. Such a good like natural neutral shade. This is gonna be a great shade going into spring for me. I don't know, I just love it, and it just like glides over my wrinkles, not wrinkles, but I feel like I have like a more wrinkly lips, and so I feel like it just glides over them, and it doesn't accentuate the lines in my lips, which I love because I don't know, some people have really smooth lips, and I know some people have smooth lips because they have filler, but I've always been envious. I also don't drink water, so really like part of my wrinkly situation is my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. The consequences of my own actions, but I really, really like this. Next, let's talk lip liner. I have 2 I love. So one is this one from Victoria Beckham Beauty. No one's shocked by this, in the shade 04. I also love the shade 05. Been grabbing that one a ton this month. This one is definitely my most used and most worn. I have 02, 04, 05, and the shade Red. Love them, so good. This one is my everyday also going out shade that gives my lip like my lips a better color, and it isn't too pink or warm. It's not too cool tone. It's like the perfect shade for my complexion. And I have one friend who every time I wear this asks me a question about this, and she loves it, and it's so good. And she's like, I need a shade, because she's not my complexion. She's like, I need a shade like that for me. It's just so good. And then the shade 05 I just love. It's so good with pinks. It's so good with like nudes, like a brown nude, a beige nude. It works with so many things. I really, really enjoyed this. And then next, I've been loving this one. So this one is from Jason Wu Beauty, and this is the shade Luminous, and I love this. It's another really good brown tone. I love a brown lip liner. I mean, I think if you have my complexion, darker, a little bit lighter, actually anyone, a brown lip liner is a must. You need to have a brown lip liner in your collection. Trust me, it's going to transform the way you apply lipsticks. It's going to transform the way lipsticks look on you, especially if they are like a beigey nude, a brownie nude, whatever it is. You need a nice brown lip liner to just completely shift your life. I'm telling you. And the Jason Wu Beauty ones are great. The Victoria Beckham Beauty ones are great. Tower 28 has a really good, like a more dark one. There is, who else has a really good one that is like a nice brown? Ooh, Lawless has a really, really good brown, like a chocolate brown. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Check them out. You can find them. But the Jason Wu Beauty ones are definitely the most affordable. Definitely worth checking out. Okay, next, let's move on to the eyes. So I don't actually have a lot of eye products, but the first one I want to talk about is this. So this is the Shiseido eyelash curler. I love this. I use this when I'm not wearing any makeup and I just want to look awake. I just like throw this on, do a little bit of on my cheeks, a little bit of like a tinted lip balm on my lips, and I'm out the door, and I just love it. Just makes me feel and look so awake. I really, really enjoy this. The trick with eyelash curlers is to, in my opinion, and you don't have to listen to me, but the trick with eyelash curlers is to look down and then do it, not look like straight ahead into a mirror and do it, because then you have an easier chance of pinching your lash line, which is just annoying. Also, if you are nervous or know a friend or saw a video of someone who used an eyelash curler and it took out their eyelashes, do not use an eyelash curler with mascara. Step one. Girl, what are you doing? But also make sure you clean them off. So go in and clean it off, says the person who needs to clean this off, but clean it off. Make sure that there's no additional gunk on it, because you don't want it to stick to your lashes and then pull them out. So there's that. But I love this. Super, super good. Okay, next. This. So this is the Jones Road Beauty Mascara. I love this. It's just so good. I've been using it nonstop for 2 months now, and I love it. So it has like a macaroni noodle shape, and I just clean it off. This is a new one, so I just clean it off, make sure that there isn't too much product on it. Once it dries out, I don't really need to clean it off that much, but before it dries out a little bit, I like to clean it off. It's so good. And you know what? This used to run a little bit for me, like right here, just on because I have weepy eyes. And now even when I wear stuff on my bottom lash line, even with my weepy eyes, it doesn't run for me anymore, which is amazing. I love this. It's so good. It is so good. This is one though that definitely remove it properly. I know people who like pull their mascara off because they are criminals. Jail time. They just like rip it out, and then, you know, with something like this isn't necessarily like a waterproof mascara, but it does really, really hold onto your lashes. So you don't want to accidentally pull your lashes out, because I do have a friend who did that, and it made me think like, whoa, why are you, again, jail time. Someone call somebody. Handcuffs. Lock her up. That's insane. So definitely a great mascara. Just don't pick at your lashes. It's never a good idea. Next, we have an eyeshadow palette that I've been grabbing a ton. The Rowan Beauty eyeshadow palette. And this one is the Gold Lust palette specifically. I also have the Good Mood for whatever. I'm going to link the names down below because I cannot think of the name. Good for mood for lust, something like that. Lust for mood, whatever. I really like that one too, but this one is my absolute favorite, the Gold Lust palette. It is just so gorgeous. I mean, look at it. I use this all the time. I actually used some of this shade specifically on my lid today, and I just love the way it looks. It has like the perfect sheen to it. It's just gorgeous. I love this palette. This is also a really good travel palette. These palettes in general are good travel palettes. The mirror is really, really big and nice. Everything in these, I feel like, are really easy to use with your fingers, and that is what makes a good travel palette for me. Just something that is versatile. Also, like the highlight shade here, I can use on the tops of my cheek. It's just so, so good. Okay, next we're talking brushes. I love these brushes. So these are from Personal Cosmetics. They actually sent me these. I've been testing them out since I got them, and I am a really big fan, especially of these ones, the smaller ones. So I have the, what is this? The line and detail brush. Then I have the, what does this say? Smudge and define brush, really nice. And then also their blend and apply brush. Love these. These are so nice. I also really like this brush, but when I compare it to my Heavenly Luxe number 7, this isn't beating that one out. So out of these, it's not necessarily my favorite. However, I really like this. And these are great because I have not seen, I've been using these a ton, and I haven't had any like hairs fall out of it, and I feel like that is a nice, because sometimes you get hairs all over your dang face from your makeup brushes, and it gets really frustrating. These I haven't had any issue with shedding. I actually really enjoy these. They are super nice, and if you're looking for like a nice simple brush set, this might be really worth it, because I love a double-sided. Just do like a contour on a little flick. I love these. I've been using these nonstop. They're really good. Okay, next. Next is this, which looks really weird and very questionable, but this is like a travel perfume sprayer thing. And you put the perfume in through the bottom. So you take the cap off until you get to like the little sticky thing, girl, if I don't get it together. The straw thingy, it's straw. I mean, we're gonna call it a straw. I don't think it's a straw, but it's like the thing that kind of looks like a straw, and you pump, and then the perfume goes in this, and then you have like a travel perfume for your purse if you are someone that likes to reapply it, or if you're traveling and you want to bring your perfume, but you don't want to bring the whole thing, because who wants to do that? This is really good. I really enjoy this, and yeah, I think I got this on Amazon. I'm gonna link everything down below. Really good. Next I have I've been using this. I'm on this kick again. The Sugar Advanced Therapy Smoothing Lip Primer from Fresh. You guys know, if you're new, I mean, if you're new here, you don't know, but I used to use this nonstop, and I've been testing a lot of different lip products, so I don't like to use this when I'm testing lip products, because this puts my lips in a great place, and I want to know how good the lip products are on their own, but I have been in dire straits this month, and so I have been using this a ton again. This is like game changer. Like, I cannot run out of this because my lips cannot live their life without this. Nothing smooths my cracked, chapped situation. My lips have literally been crying, screaming, and throwing up because it's been just a peely situation, and this has been so good. I love this. I've talked about this a million times, but I'm obsessed with this. So good. Back on my, what is this called again? Sugar Advanced Therapy Smoothing Lip Primer from Fresh. I don't know why I stopped. Actually, I know why I stopped, but like infuriating that I stopped. Super good. Like this a lot. Okay, next we're moving on to the face. So one thing I've been using a ton this month, my skin's been needing it, is this, the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dew Drops. I really like this. And this is one where when my skin needs it, this is like a godsend, like savior product. It just makes me feel super hydrated, bouncy skin, all of the above. Super good. I really enjoy this product. And I highly recommend checking it out if you are currently struggling with, like, you just need hydration, but you also want something that's like good and grippy for your makeup. So good. I love this. Okay, next I've been using this. Actually, this is surprising to me, the Supergoop Glow Screen a lot. You know how I feel about the K-Skin sunscreen. I talk about it all the time. It's just so good. But I've been grabbing this one a ton this month, and I've been using this over the K-Skin one, even though I'm still obsessed with the K-Skin one. I don't know what it is. I'm just like vibing with this one right now. I have the original shade. I don't know what this is called, Sunrise or Sunset. I think this is Sunrise. I do want to get the darker shade of this for when I get a little bit more tan, but I really enjoy this. Just melts into the skin. Doesn't make my makeup pill or anything like that. It doesn't make my skincare pill either. Sometimes I struggle with sunscreens making my makeup pill depending, or not makeup, my skincare pill depending on what I'm using. This just works with everything. Really good. I like this a lot. Oh, if you're wondering what the shade difference is here from the K-Skin one, the K-Skin one is a little bit more champagne-y than this one, a little bit warmer in tone, but both beautiful. Okay, next, this here. So this is from Ren Beauty, and this is their, what is this called? Their Ready Set Glow AHA tonic. I love this. I use this in the morning, and I just feel like it helps keep my blackheads at bay. When I do have them, it helps with like little bumpies that I get. I don't know, I really enjoy this. Just make sure you wear sunscreen when you're wearing this. You gotta. But this is really good. I enjoy this a lot. Okay, next, speaking of sunscreen, vitamin C. So this is the Dr. Dennis Gross 15% vitamin C. I love this stuff. It's really good. I talked about this in a separate video, and what I will say is it smells like hot dog water, but in its defense, a lot of vitamin C's smell like hot dog water, especially ones that are in like 15% in a pipette like this. Majority of them smell like hot dog water. So this is not the strongest smelling hot dog water one I've tried. There are ones that are stronger, so there's that. So the price point here is like in the mid. So there's more affordable, stable. You want a stable vitamin C, stable vitamin C's, but there's also ones that are unbelievably expensive, and this is kind of in the middle there. It's like a mid-tier price. I really enjoy this one. It only has a little bit of tack. I've used other ones that have a lot more tack to them. This is nice, melts into the skin. I don't know, I haven't had any issues with it. My skin does really enjoy it, so definitely check it out. Okay, next, Caudalie Detox Oil. I'll never stop using this. My skin has been getting little bumpies. I don't know if I mentioned it, on like just little red bumpies. It's been really windy, and just my skin has been in dire straits, you guys, screaming, crying, and throwing up as well. And this has been great at like kind of keeping everything at bay. I also really like to use like a tea tree oil on those little bumps that I get. They're not like deep cystic ones. They're just ones that are right on the surface. And I really have been enjoying using this at night, and it really has just like smoothed out any like areas that are kind of struggling, especially if I'm having like a makeup day or I'm wearing a lot of sunscreen. Sometimes on days where I wear a lot of sunscreen, depending on the day, sometimes I can get a little bit of reaction to it, but you know what? Sunscreen's important. Wear your sunscreen. But this is great. I love this a lot. I mean, I've talked about this a million times. This, if you're new here, this used to have like different packaging. Now it's a new packaging. It was sold out for a while because I think they were changing their packaging and stuff. And now it's $2 cheaper, and it's just as good. Love. Okay, next I have two body products. One I'm actually out of. I'm so sad. This is the Iota. What is this called? There's Super Plant Body Serum. I am completely out of this. I'm so sad. There's a little dot that came out. I love this. I need to repurchase this. This is so good. My skin drinks this in. It is so good. Highly recommend checking this out. I feel like going through this as fast as I did is a pretty amazing testament for how much I love this product. They actually had sent me this November, something like that, and I got through this really, really fast. I applied this all the time. I tried to not, when I was getting towards the end, I was trying to like savor it. You know, when you do that and you're like, okay, I can't use it today because then I'm going to be out of it. I should have just used it, but I love this. Really, really good. And if you're looking for a body serum, this is a really nice one. It to me has a little bit more meat to it. I don't know that description, but it has a little bit more, it's a little bit thicker, kind of. It feels like there's a little bit more substance to it than the Necessaire one. So this one is really, really nice and worth checking out. Okay, next. The First Body Retinol. So I love this stuff. It's so good. My back has been, I'm so close to being like completely gone with dark marks on my back, which is unreal because I'm actually not kidding. No, I'm sometimes dramatic. I'm not kidding. From the bottom of where my neck starts to hit my shoulder area to the right before it starts to turn into my butt, I was completely hyperpigmentation the whole way down, like hyperpigmentation, acne marks everywhere. And it wasn't like I had like a whole eruption of acne on my back. It just accumulated over time from stress, anxiety, existing in the world, and it just stays for a super, super, super long time. And especially if you go in the sun, right? No, you don't even have to wear sunscreen, but like if you go in the sun and you expose whatever area has hyperpigmentation, and you're not wearing everything to make sure that it doesn't get darker, it's gonna last longer. So I was really, really struggling with getting rid of it, and this has been like the catalyst to save my life. Like honestly, it's been so good. I love this stuff. I can't recommend it enough. I know there's a ton of body retinols out there. This one is really great. It's affordable, and it's easy to get, and there's a lot of product in this, whereas I know there's Paula Choice one. That one's smaller, so you get through it quicker, especially if you're using it on your back. If you're using it on just like your chest or like elbows. I don't know where you're using it. You might not go through it that quickly, but having a big tub like this, a big thing like this or a bigger thing like this is great because you don't run out of it fast, and you want to be able to like apply it every single night or every day, however you want to apply it. And this is great. Highly recommend this. And yeah, that is it for my February clean beauty favorites. I would love to know what were your favorites this month. Let me know down below. Also, let me know down below if you get your eyebrows done every month. I think I'm going to get my eyebrows done to just reshape. We're looking crazy, but I'm trying to get my eyebrows to fully, like, all the sparseness that I have that I see growing in. I want to give it a little bit more time to grow in and then get my brows done, but I would love to know, do you get your brows done all the time or do you do them yourself? Let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.